Going.
Hey. Hi, my name is Kinsey Ray. I have been a professional model for the past 10 years. It's been an incredible journey. Um, I'm sure like when a lot of people look at me, they assume, oh man, life must just be so easy for her. She is tall and skinny and pretty and she just gets paid to be beautiful. Well, in reality, they're just paying you to wear 6-inch heels all day. So you're not being paid to be pretty. Um, but really, you truly can't judge a book by its cover. You have to take time to pull back the cover and really take time to read the story, because the fact is it's really going to be a lot deeper than you could ever imagine. Being in the modeling industry for 10 years, I've done incredible things. I've worked with Maxim Magazine, Yamaha, Jägermeister, big brands, just to name a few. I've been published in magazines, billboards, won international bikini contests. I've had such incredible success. So people, they see me now as this bright, bubbly ray of sunshine, and they think that's just how it's always been, and life just must be so easy. But I've learned, in the past 10 years of being in the most vain industry on the planet, that there are a lot of stigmas against models. You're expected to be perfect with no flaws, and you're going to be late, you're going to be lazy, you're going to have no personality, no brains, have no work ethic, and you just stand there to take a photo. People love models because they're pretty, but their actual thoughts of who they are as people, it's kind of a slap in the face. And I didn't like what people thought of models, that you were just this airhead who just couldn't think for herself, and you're just pretty and entitled, and oh, just give me whatever because I'm pretty. And that's not the way that it is. And I was confident enough to know I wasn't any of those things, and bold enough to stand up for myself, to stand out and break that stigma. And that's always been kind of my mission since I decided to be a model. Is I didn't want to be just that entitled pretty girl. I wanted to be a role model, not just a pretty face. I wanted to be somebody that girls could look up to and be like, wow, she worked for all the things that she accomplished. She didn't just kind of, sleep her way to the top or whatever. That's what most people think about models, that they just will do whatever to get to the top. And I always made it a point to just stand my ground and do it the hard way and work my butt off to get there. So I haven't always been this way. I haven't always been so confident and successful and just knowing what I want out of life. I didn't think I was beautiful. I didn't think I could be a model for so many years. I struggled with self-harm as a teenager. I have scars all up and down my legs, and that made me believe that I could not be a successful model, that I couldn't be, pursue this dream of mine. And that was really hard. I believed that for so long, that because I wasn't perfect, I could not be successful. And I remember going to my second photo shoot and seeing this girl. She had the most beautifully sculpted legs. She must have played soccer or something, because her legs were so lean and toned. And she was walking around in short shorts and just dancing around the room in these high heels. This photographer was making her dance in circles. And I just remember looking at her legs, that they were just so beautiful and perfect. And I was crushed. I remember my heart breaking in that moment, that, oh my God, my legs will never look like that. And I can never be a model because I don't have these beautiful legs like she does. And I told myself that story over and over again in my head, that, oh, you're just not perfect, so you can't be a model. You can't travel the world and take beautiful photos because you have scars on your legs. And how silly is that I let something that happened, many years ago impact my future, that I made a mistake once, so now that's who I am forever. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. So it wasn't until I realized that I was just as pretty, just as tall, just as skinny, just as capable as the next girl, why am I letting some marks on my legs hold me back? Why am I letting something so small and so tiny hold me back from pursuing my dreams? And it's so amazing what happens when you decide you are worthy and you are just as good enough as the next person, because you are. That's where the magic happens. When you choose to love yourself and everything that comes with that, the flaws, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between, because nobody's perfect. I don't care if you're a Victoria's Secret model or who you are. We all wake up with bad breath in the morning. We all have flaws. Nobody is perfect. So once you realize that everybody is equal and you're just as capable as the next person, that's when the magic happens. That's when things will change. And that is when you truly are limitless and nobody can stop you. And it was in that moment that I realized I was just as good as the next girl and I could do it just as good, if not better than her, and started believing in myself that everything changed, and I started to manifest all of my dreams into reality. I look back at all my accomplishments and I'm still like, wait, how did I do that? Because I am in a vain industry. Modeling, you're supposed to be perfect, and typically the girl with scars all over her legs shouldn't be a bikini model, but I am, and I won international bikini contests. And it was I get people that ask me all the time, did people in the industry care about your scars? Was that an issue? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe they cared, maybe they didn't. Nobody ever said anything because I was so confident. I walked in the room and I knew I was worthy enough to be there and I was good enough, and I didn't care, so they didn't care. And it's such an important concept to remember. The most confident person in the room will always win. If you think something's an issue, they're going to think something's an issue. But if you're so confident in who you are and what you're doing, that's what people are going to see. I never walked in a room like, oh my gosh, what are they going to think? No, I walked in, owned the room, and people liked that. And I always, even though I was confident and did believe in myself, because you do have to believe in yourself more than if you have to believe in yourself first before anyone else will believe in you. And because I was so confident and believed in myself, I still always kind of viewed myself as an underdog. Like I had something to make up for that few minutes of extra Photoshop they would have to do on my legs to airbrush my scars. I felt like I had to make up for that. So people wouldn't notice or wouldn't care. So I always went above and beyond to break that model stigma. I was always early, because in the modeling industry and in life, if you're not early, you're late. So I remember that lesson stuck with me from the beginning. But I was always early. I would always do my part to ask what I could do to help, move equipment. Do you need anything? How can I be of help? I would show up early. I would stay late. I would work harder than anybody else. I spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, Friday nights, Saturday nights in the studio, working on my craft, working on my skill set. So when I walked in a room, I knew I deserved to be there because I put in the work. I wasn't there just because I was pretty. I was there because I was talented and I knew what I was doing. And so that confidence radiated to where nobody noticed the scars because they loved my kindness and my work ethic and just my personality. So many people talk about models not having personality and just that wasn't me. I added value everywhere that I went. And I truly believe that's what made me so successful, because hard work will beat talent when talent doesn't work hard. You can be the most talented person, but if you don't work hard and you just feel entitled that you're there because you're talented, my hard work's going to kick your ass all day long. So I truly believe that was a huge factor in my success, and just believing in myself, because I won so many contests that I technically shouldn't have won. By votes, I was behind, but I came in first. I won a billboard contest. I won an international bikini contest against all odds, because in my heart and soul, I believed and I knew that I was going to do it. I don't know why, but I just knew this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to win this. I'm going to be on that billboard. I'm going to win that international bikini contest. And I did. And it's so cool. And it comes back to that quote by Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. And anytime I doubt myself, that doubt fails me. And anytime I believe in myself, I win every single time. And it's such an easy concept to forget, but you will win when you believe you will win. And so I hope that out of all of this, that's the main takeaway, that if you choose to love yourself exactly how you are, and you quit comparing yourself to the perfect girl on Instagram, because she's not perfect, and you just love yourself and work on yourself and are actively working on being the best you, and you fall in love with who that person is, you will be able to do anything, because it's that love for everything that you are and everything that you aren't, and realizing that who you are as a person is a gift to this world. That'll change your life, because there is no other you. People are so worried about being somebody else. Oh, I wish I was as pretty as you. I wish I was her. I wish I was that. I wish I was this. Quit wishing to be somebody else, because you are you for a reason. You have a special, unique gift that you are supposed to share with this world, and you cannot embrace that and truly share it with somebody until you accept who you are and quit wishing to be somebody else. I wished to be other people for so long, and it wasn't until I was like, oh my gosh, Kinsey is pretty cool. I want to be her. And I started developing me and becoming the best me possible. That's when my life transformed, because I do have a gift to share with the world, and it's unlike anybody else, and you have that same gift. I quit trying to be perfect and thinking that being perfect would impress people. I realized that I could inspire others more by showing them how I embrace my imperfections. Being perfect isn't inspiring. It's more people hate you for it if you're perfect. Let's remember, nobody's perfect. But you can inspire others not by being perfect, but how you deal with those imperfections. And once I realized that and showed people it's okay to embrace your past and embrace the flaws, that's not who you are, it's just a part of your experience, and it helps shape you and help get you where you are today, but that doesn't have to be your future. I don't have to be Kinsey with the scars. I can be Kinsey Ray, model, light, magic maker. I can be whoever I want, and I don't have to let these scars define me. And I let them define me for too long. And it's just a part of who I am. It's not who I am. And it's been so phenomenal to see the people who hear my story realize that their mistakes, whether they were in jail or into prison or, have something in their past that they feel like defines them, when they let that go and realize that's not who I am, I can be whatever I want in the future. I love seeing people realize that, because you can be absolutely anything you want to if you quit worrying about what happened in your past and thinking that defines you. And it, that belief in what you want and who you are as a person, you can truly do anything you want. Forbes calls it, what have I Forbes lately? And I have Forbes every successful moment in my life, because I believed so deeply and so wholeheartedly that I would achieve it. I won the international bikini contest. I was in Maxim's top 100. I have been published in Maxim magazine. I do have billboards nationwide. I have been published in countless magazines. I've worked with these huge brands, and I just recently, the most recent thing I have Forbes is I am achieving my goal of traveling the world and taking the most beautiful photos. In 3 months, I will go to Paris and Rome and Greece and take the most beautiful photos that I will get to hang in my house, because I manifested that so many years ago, and I still believe it's possible. And so I hope everybody knows that if you believe it and want it bad enough and you're willing to work your ass off for it, you can truly do anything you want. But that's the key. That's the part people forget. You can't just wish and hope and dream and then go sit on the couch and eat a sandwich. It doesn't work like that. You have to go out and improve yourself, improve your skill set, and work for it. And that's Those are the two pieces that come together and truly create magic in your life. And that's why I have been a successful model that moved to LA and was working full time and literally achieved every wild dream I have ever had. It has manifested into my life, and it's such a special opportunity to be able to now go and share that with the world and show people you do not have to be perfect to have your dreams come true. You just have to be yourself, because you are enough. Who you are is enough, and you can always get better, and you should always get better, but you have everything inside of you to create whatever life you want. I don't know if that was 20 minutes.